Alright, you niggas get sent to the stove. I run up the paper, can't let it get low. Don't bottom no haze and I'm still will get low.
This low and you on the set.
Yeah, man. Maybe you get. Well, he be talking to you. Y'all
Yeah,
always say.
I be on. Like, like that's my one right there.
My boys, man. You know.
It took him for a second to start listening, but once I really showed him my love and shit, this shit like fun.
Yeah, and you know Lil Blue too. I fuck with Lil Blue.
Yeah, that's my nigga.
Yeah,
that's the other side I be on. Cause my family moved in his neighborhood, so he was out there.
Yeah, see, that's alright. I know Blue from because my family live around 53rd. Yeah, my aunt, she the candy lady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know.
I know that it is. Yeah.
On what's she on B Street?
Yeah.
My she been living around there for that's like my second hood, you know.
That's how it is for me, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't never say it outwardly because I don't be in a politics.
Yeah.
But like I'm welcomed around there, like
for sure.
And shit. Like I be lamping around there a lot.
Yeah, that's how I be though. Like if I'm just over my aunt house, you know, everybody come to that jump. Yeah. So everybody know me from that jump.
That's the same thing. My cousin moved. She like my aunt, but she my cousin. You know, you got a cousin that's old.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know my cousin Cheese at that.
Cheese.
Oh man, you had to think about you don't know. Yeah,
nah.
Cheese, Kit Kat, Super Day. They from around MLK. And they moved over there.
Damn, that's crazy. Small world, man. That's how DC work, man. We rolling, right? Shit, I love it when it come in like that. I love it because it's that icebreaker thing, man. I got here, man, and this introduction is funny, right? Cause I called him the little baby of DC. My man is one of the most humblest rappers in the city right now. Underrated, humble guys, like one of the dudes that you can really go to for pretty much any motherfucking thing. It's like the big brother of the city right here. We got young E-Class here. What's up, bro?
What's good,
man? I'm glad to have you here, bro. And it's funny. It's a funny thing. When I first started, I remember when you reached out to me, I couldn't even really believe that, you know what I'm saying? And you was on it. Like, you wasn't like, nah, this little ass platform, man, fuck this junk. You was like, shit, I need to get on this junk. You made it your business to get on this shit, and I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks. I seen, you know, I was loving it, and I was loving the consistency, so I was like, I gotta get up on that jump. And it's out the way, I was like, I gotta get up on that jump. I gotta get up on that jump. Respect my platform, loving and shit.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. So we're gonna first get into your story. I know you do 1,000 interviews, bro. I know it's you on repeat, but I do want the people to know where you come from, like the origins of you and what made you like this humble beast right here. So what part of the city are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Northeast Trinidad area, 13th Street. I lived up on Trinidad. I lived on Rock Street. That's my love right there. And a part of the area that I frequent is like gentrified and shit. But we got like a little small pocket we would be at. But that area represents family to me. It represents everything I ever knew, everything I ever loved, everything that ever taught me and shit. And it's different for me when I speak about that job, because like my whole family had it. Like we had houses, every house between 13th floor to 13th I. We had 3 full houses right there. Everybody around it was actually my cousins. And if they wasn't, it was so close to my family that people thought we was cousins. I thought we was cousins. There's some motherfuckers I just found out wasn't my cousin and shit. So, yeah,
that's crazy.
That shit mean a lot to me. That shit mean a lot. Like, even to the point like years down the line, once we get into my story, that that environment helped me make decisions and stop me from making poor decisions and shit. So yeah, man, Northeast born and bred and shit, man.
And you spoke on gentrification, and I that's an interesting subject, because I wanted to touch on that, because I was gonna do a segment on all the gentrified neighborhoods in the city, and Trinidad is one of those neighborhoods. We talking about one of the most notorious neighborhoods in the city, and that part of Northeast, how it's gentrified, like you wouldn't never even knew it was anything there.
Just like I mean, not to go off subject, like, cause I was out shooting before, and they gentrifying that junk. Like they knocked Home Avenue, it's gone. The street's not even in.
Right.
So I'm just putting that out there. Like, we still got our streets out there, but out there they don't even got their streets. Like they renamed the streets, tore everything down, and rebuild. So like, it just showed. Like imagine you being from somewhere and the street not there. Like the name of the street is not that.
Right.
Shit. So, but like far as in the Trinidad area, it's unbelievable at sometimes because you got little pockets that's still the same, but you can like really go on the other side of the street and it's like it's like Murray Popper's gonna pop out the sky with a motherfucking umbrella or some shit. Like that's like white people be walking cats on leashes and shit. Like what the fuck?
Like what the fuck is happening in the Northeast?
Yeah, that shit is and you know a lot of people say a lot of things about should abort the block or gentrification is good for the area and all that, but they don't understand the harm that it do to community. Right. Like to a black community. Like growing up where as though even if you wasn't in a neighborhood like mine, where as though it's family. If you was just in a real neighborhood, like your neighbors help raise you. So now you gotta think kids is in neighborhoods where their neighbors don't even speak to them. Like, and a lot of them be Airbnb spots out. They fix it up, Airbnb it out. So every week is a new family and a new person in there. So it take away the sense of community. It take away the sense of, like I learned the love from the community. I learned to care for other people that wasn't my family from community. So when you talking gentrification, a whole group, and we don't even gotta say white people, a whole group of people, whether they white, black, Asian, or anything, moving into a neighborhood that don't understand the culture or don't understand the people. Like they might take people standing on the corner as a threat. They might take loud music as a threat and shit. So you got kids just being kids, and they getting the police called on them. Other than talking to them, you feel? Because for us growing up, our neighbor never called the police on us. They talked to us. They might have yoked us up, or I'm gonna call your father, or I'm gonna call.
That was worse than the police.
Yeah, like for us, everybody knew my grandmother in my neighborhood. So the motherfucker be like, I'm gonna call Miss Queen, and you like you don't want that right. But now it's like they gonna call the law. So gentrification is harmful to the community idea.
And I'm glad you did touch on that. Yeah, man. Washington D.C. and all major cities in the United States are getting gentrified. So we all going through the same thing. And not to stray away from your story. Growing up,
still a part of it though.
Yeah, for sure. But we gonna rewind and go back to the old Trinidad where you grew up at, right? So, what was Trinidad like back then?
That motherfucker. Outside looking in, it probably was more treacherous than when you living. Because when you living in it, you don't really know until you leave and then come back, or you leave and hear what people say about it, or people treat you a certain way because of where you're from. So I remember going to like no Cowboy swimming pool and shit, and niggas been like, oh, that's such and such little brother that live around such and such, and niggas like, get out your, like, nigga ain't steal my shoes because of where I was from. So I'm like, oh shit, like what's like, you hear me? So like, nah, it's just cause I thought our neighborhood was like everybody else's, but it was different. Like, you know, the National Guard coming around setting the lights up and shit, doing the motherfucking Crime Stop shit. The first time they put cameras up and all that shit, it was definitely a deadly area. But one thing I could say, it was deadly for people that lived their life. Rarely did it affect people that wasn't, you know, inside of their lane and shit. Like, rarely did shit happen to kids or none of all that shit. But when it came to that drug trade, though, it was vicious. It was vicious out there. Like, it was slinging that iron. Like, certain times, you know not to go to the basketball court. You already know what's going on. Yeah, even up at the rec center. Yeah, it was vicious out there, John.
So you was around when it's the land of the dreads. Okay.
I'm talking about when I was a youngin', like before I started, you know, getting active, like TBS, Trinidad Bomb Squad, and all that time when like niggas was still going to the gas station. My brothers was pumping gas, you know, get money for pumping gas and doing the grocery shit, like rough it all, you know, like growing up, seeing that shit, it definitely shaped the shit out of that nigga. Shit, it definitely shaped the shit out of that nigga. Like that time, that's back when Ivy City was jumping off. Like, you know your neighborhood and everything around your neighborhood, Ivy Cities, Rosedale, 21st, like everything was different in that time and shit.
Yeah, it seemed like I can't tell you. To be honest, I would say, man, it was way worse back then, but now I don't know.
Yeah, it's man, it's like how would you categorize worse? Like, cause like it was more murders then, but now it's kids and women getting murdered. So it's like, though it was more murder, but it was people that was involved in that life.
Right.
Now a lot of people been affected that's not involved in that life, like, so.
That's how I categorize it. I feel like nowadays the principles and morals is just out the window.
Man, it's not that it's out the window. It's lack thereof, because you gotta think, like, I know around our way we had many mass indictments where the whole neighborhood get locked up. So like, you got a mass indictment in your neighborhood, 20, 30, 40, 50 dudes get locked up. So imagine you like 11, 12, and when you jump off the porch, the neighborhood yours.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for us growing up, when you jump off the porch, you jump into guidance.
Right.
And they're gonna be like, all right, if you wanna be out here, this happened. You don't bring. Only time you pull is when you use it. Don't be hacked, cause like you can't mix money and murder. You want to learn a lot of things. Like when Miss Such and Such come out, you help her with the bag. You stop smoking. You stop the dice game. Let the people walk through. But like that mass incarceration shit from the 90s to the early 2000s wiped so many people out that young niggas really came off the porch and the neighborhood was theirs. So only thing they could do is emulate what they see, whether on TV or what they heard about their old heads did. And just like run a block with an iron fist, so they're not really thinking about the money aspect. They're not really thinking about getting out the streets. All they know is we was beefing with these niggas, so we gonna keep that shit going.
Yeah, and don't even know why.
They just know that that's what they supposed to. They think that's what they supposed to do.
Right.
Because that's all they like. When you a kid and you looking at your neighborhood, you're not really looking at the money aspect.
Right.
You know people got cars, jewelry, clothes, but you don't really know how much money they got.
Right.
You don't know that they out there real life chasing money.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that you see is the beefing. You see when niggas slinging iron. You see when niggas you see what happened at dice games. You see niggas smoking. You see niggas off the boat. So they just doing what they seen. And there's no guidance. And it's not even their fault. Like, that system be designed for shit like that. Like, you got wipe out a whole neighborhood. Like, niggas be codees and don't even fucking know each other. You feel?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I can't, like, I be feeling for them, because I can't imagine jumping off the porch and the fucking neighborhood is mine. It's like, I'm 12 or 13 years old, and it's mine. Like, I got to say so. And niggas itching to put that work in for real, before they itching to get some bread up and shit.
Yeah, I could definitely relate. That's how my neighborhood was. Like a lot of the older people, they were gone, so we would just we kind of made our own thing, and that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, you fuck around, rename the John or
that's what, and you know, it's a whole nother thing now. And then when they come home, they like,
they don't know
what the fuck, man? Who
young?
You know how that shit go. But all right, so how was the DC rap scene back then?
It was like, man, you had dudes that raps. Like you had dudes that rap, but it wasn't like celebrated or appreciated. It was like GoGo. Like if you rapping for GoGo band, that's
it. Yeah.
If you was rapping, niggas like looked at you like a New York nigga. And shit.
Like you was a lame.
Yeah, like you rapping, nigga. Like, man, like nigga might rap at the lunch table in school, down Oak or BV. Niggas might rap when you don't got shit to do, but if I was outside, you better not bust out no motherfucking rap, no freestyle. You better not. But,
no, for real.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, that's when like I learned how to rap back when I was like 11, 12, 13, and but by not being like celebrated, like I never really took it serious. Like I went to DC Born Studios, Chocolate City Studios. I was around some of the pioneers too. I was young though, and when I was young, like Bow Wow and them was coming up, so they never seen no kid like rapping how I was rapping. Like I was on house arrest and all that shit. So I'm rapping about was literally for real.
Right.
But they like, man, nobody wanna hear that shit, nigga rap like Bow Wow. But I don't even know how to do that. Like, like now I know how to make a commercial record. That's just from intellect and shit. But back then I'm just like what the fuck? Like I'm really on house arrest right now. How the fuck you want me to rap about? So it wasn't no race to be the next rapper out your neighborhood or out the city because it wasn't no lane for real.
Right. Unless she was a go-go rapper. And go-go, the whole front line was a celebrity. If you was in a go-go band, you was a celebrity in DC.
Nah, you was it. Like you was stamped. Like it's two ways you was stamped. How I looked at it in the city. If you was in the band and your band was cranking.
Yeah.
And if the band put you on, like
yeah.
And I ain't talking about saying your neighborhood. If band say your name, like, see, well, if they say it once, you gotta prove that shit.
Right.
But if they say your name as soon as you walk in, as soon as you coming in that jump, like you're a celebrity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And that's the thing. So it's like when you talking about that, like if you go like say for instance they got a rap show, and then they got TCB or back playing. Like where the fuck you gonna go? Who the fuck gonna go to a rap show? They gonna go see back on TCB,
sure.
Fatal, UCB. Like they going.
And that's crazy how our scene just changed. So so all right. So when did rapping kick in for you? When did you start rapping?
Like I said, I was rapping back then, but just wasn't taking it serious.
Right.
Like my men that knew I was rapping, we used to be in the house rapping, making CD. I remember one time I made. I posted it the other day. My sister had sent it to me. I had made a CD, and I gave it to people. Then I came back like the same day and took it back from everybody, cause it was like an insecurity with rapping out there. Like niggas will look at you like you rapping, like look at what I'm doing. You feel me? So, but once I was, I got incarcerated and shit, and I seen like niggas really making noise with it, like the Fat Trail, Shaq Lizzy, Light Show, Wale, Tabby Bonet. I'm like, oh shit, and niggas fucking with it. Like they playing this shit on the, like when they play in the system, there's a little, tension between Baltimore and the city.
Right.
When a Baltimore radio station played Put It in the Pocket from Tabby, I knew something was going on out the way. I'm like, a Baltimore station played the city nigga song? I was like, there's something going on. And then like, growing up and doing all that, it's like, man, these niggas rapping, these niggas on YouTube and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? We got the phones and everything.
Right.
Looking, I'm like, this nigga rapping? Like, what the fuck? So, once I seen that shit, I made up my mind. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with that jump. If I get a chance to touch down, I'm gonna fuck with that shit.
And that was, and we're gonna get into that part of your story, because that really shapes you. I mean, everything does, but that experience really shapes you.
It definitely did.
You start, so, alright, when, you ain't never asked the question, when you start taking it serious?
I say...
You said during incarceration?
Yeah, I say like 2000, probably 2006. Like, mentally, I was on some rapper shit.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
nigga taught me how to actually write songs, like bars, like, 16, 8s, bar measurements, half bars, whole bars. I learned with similes and punchlines. Like, I learned the craft and the art of that shit. Then I learned the history of that shit. Yeah, I said like 2000. When I started my dreads, 2006. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
that shit said.
Okay, so 2000, and you was in by this time?
Yeah, I was in.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I was in 04.
alright, and now we're going to talk about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2004, what happened?
That was the year, boy.
That was your active year right there.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. That was the year when I started thinking about money too. Like every year before that, I was on some young dumb shit. 2004, I started thinking like I need to get some money, cause a nigga looked out for me on some grass. You remember weed bags?
Yeah,
Don't use that
hell
shit
yeah.
no more.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nigga cranking. So I'm like, dang, this shit easy. I'm like, I'm about to run this shit. This what these niggas doing to get. Oh yeah, I'm about to run this. You know everybody had the Cadillacs and shit back then. Like niggas was fucking with the bubbles and shit.
Yeah, the
niggas
bubbles.
had the fields and the and all
Yeah,
that
okay.
shit. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to get one of them. So I made the mental transition on money, but I didn't instill it in my daily life. So my daily life, I still was on, what I was on, neighborhood shit. So, went to the GoGo, you know how that shit go, neighborhoods, get into it, GoGo get shot up, get shut down. Like, wherever you catch a nigga, where you catch a nigga, and not to get too, cause I don't even know like to speak on the dead, but like, it left there, it ended up there, and then, shit happened. So now I'm looking at, I'm 15, looking at the murder charge and shit. And they just like, I think they thought they could crack me to get me to speak on other shit and shit, you feel me? But they don't know I'm a solid nigga that been out
for
there.
sure.
So, I took my shit, I ain't speak on nobody, went in, and then I guess then life started for me for real, because everything prior to that, I wasn't even woke, like I wasn't even understanding life or taking nothing seriously. Like I really was like, all before that, I was on some fucking shit. Like I really didn't give a fuck about too much shit. And once when I got convicted, because I originally was charged with first degree felony murder, my co-defendant, rest in peace, my dog, my co-defendant took the robbery charge, I took the murder charge, and they got it down to second degree murder. And he could have like went home, but he copped out to the 15 years. He got 30 on suspended, 15 on the robbery. And it's like,
You a real one, shout out.
yeah, solid, yeah.
You can't find nobody like that.
Like, and I told him not to do it though, cause it was my fault. So I was like, bro, don't need. But his lawyer explained to my lawyer like if you take this, then and he telling me, I'm like, nah, nigga, like, he like, bro, he like, I know you'll do it. And he took that shit. And when I got found guilty, I still really didn't give a fuck. I still was on some fucking shit until I went up the road. Like I got sentenced to 40 years, and I got sent up. Woo! So that's how I was. I'm like, man, fuck, man, this. Fuck.
Did they give it? Did they give it to you in months, or did they just say
40
years?
40
Oh,
years. 30. So when I get up the road, the first nigga I bump into, he got double life. You feel me? So that shit changed it's changed everything. Then Another nigga I fucked with real tough, June. He had like 4 life sentences and plus like 170 years, and he was getting money in there. We just was working out, and he was in the shower. He was like, yeah. And I know you don't ever ask niggas about their time, but he never talked about going home. Anytime I talked about home, he really got out the conversation. So one day I'm like, man, what's up? What you And he told me, and I was like, dang. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, even if all comes to worse, I still gotta release it and shit like that. And then they started teaching me the game about, giving your time back and post evictions and appeals and all that shit. So even though I was running around on some, doing my thing, but I was young, I was small, had the mindset I ain't letting nobody play with me in this motherfucker. But I still had my mind on my case and shit. Whatever money I made, I put towards whatever I needed to put towards. And it was that ain't really what got me home though. What got me home was the young niggas. I came in at 15. The closest nigga to my age was like 27 or some shit. So I know a lot of niggas out the way used to be mad at me because I used to be hanging with Baltimore niggas. But I was hanging with Baltimore niggas because they was lit. Them niggas was young, crazy, listening to Lil Wayne. All the niggas out the way was just older, listening to Scarface. And I'm like, well, I ain't trying that shit.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to listen to some white. Plus, they was Bloods. A lot of them was Bloods and shit out Baltimore.
Right.
So, I ain't know shit about the gang shit, but Wayne was a Blood, so these niggas dreads turned the fuck up, so I used to be turned up with them and shit. So the young, like in 2009 and 10 and 11 and 12, like young niggas started coming in that jump, and boatloads, like young niggas, all that carjacking shit that was going on the way.
Yeah, okay.
Young niggas, and I'm like, what the fuck? So the old heads like, it's your turn. Like the shit we did for you, you gotta do it for them.
Yeah.
And they was coming in, they was really uneducated. Like they really couldn't comprehend, like not just reading the words. Even if they knew the words, they couldn't comprehend what the shit meant.
Right.
So I'm like, dang. So I started helping niggas out that way. Like in the rec hall, like, alright, bro, we gonna start doing tutoring jobs. Niggas ain't really want to, but I had influence in there. And I was a cool nigga to fuck with, so niggas started fucking with me. We had a tutoring jump. People's in the jail saying what I was doing, so they let me work around the school, start bringing young niggas around the school. And I had a tutoring group where as though if any nigga came in my shit, 100% GED, everybody getting their GED. And then it went to started a music group, and started this group and that group, and just starting all type of shit.
I don't mean to cut you off. You just said anybody that came in your class,
yeah, 100%,
got a GED.
Everybody came through there. 100% niggas got their GED. And some older niggas. I remember an older nigga came in there, and they was like yeah, Shorty, he old as shit. He like, fuck, he gonna teach me? I've been locked up longer than he been born. I'm like, nigga, you got your GED? Cause I got mine. You feel me? And I ain't trying.
For real.
I got my shit. You try to get your shit. You worried about my fucking age and your age. Nigga, they ain't gonna help you get your motherfucking GED. So he shut up and shit. And I was never on no cocky shit. Like I always was high in mind. But I garnered the respect because I put in the work. Like I really put in the work while I was locked up. Like I really pushed the knife. I really got money. I really stood tall when we went against the administration, COs, whoever. If niggas say we bucking about, I got 10 years for a riot charge. Like I really was on that shit, so they knew like when I'm talking to them, like it's coming from a sincere place of somebody that really feel.
Right.
So that's the fast forward on that shit. Also like help get niggas out of gangs and shit without the retaliation of the gang.
So you really was big homie
Yeah, I ain't never looked at it like that, but it is. But I never looked at it like that because these niggas still my peers because I'm still young as shit.
Right.
I'm still fucking 20, 21, 20. I just been locked up longer than them,
right.
So I know the game.
Exactly.
Like, because you gotta think when you go into prison, it's like nigga think you just gonna come in there and turn the TV. You got a nigga that been in this joint for 30 years. Like this is house. it's not about what's on and what's off the TV. It's the fact that, bruh, it's order in here. You're not just, like, when you go over a family member house, you're not just going to rearrange their refrigerator and like, you feel me? So it's order in there, and it ain't about, like, who the most gangster is or who could mug the hardest. It's really about order and respect. That's what I had to explain to the youngest and to the administration, though, because you had young niggas coming in there, and these laws was made for older people. Right. These laws weren't made for kids that already wasn't listening to their parents, listening to the school, and whatever happened, they came to jail. So they started changing up certain rules. It took a little minute, but they started understanding, like, you trying to apply rules that was made in the fucking 60s or some shit to young niggas that was born in the 90s. So shit started changing. A female friend of mine put together this fucking package with like letters from COs and dudes that went home that was in my groups and shit, and like I sent that shit to my judge I ain't even really, you feel me? So I get on the phone one day and I was calling my mother, and I'm a Cowboy fan and shit. So we was playing the Redskins that Monday. So she's like, you ready for Monday? I'm like, hell yeah, we gonna beat the shit out the Redskins. She's like, nigga, I ain't talking about that. You go to court. So I'm like, court. I'm thinking I got a cold case that came up. Cause that's how I got pushed in the adult system and I got sent to the cut. Cause I had a warrant for another body. So boosted my points up and made my security level high. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? And she like, nah, I think it's a modification. I'm like, modification? I'm like, fuck it. Man, you don't got no choice. You gotta go right. Any motherfucker with. So when I go to my lawyer, like, Slim, like, the judge fucking with you. I'm like, for real? He like, what you want? He like we could basically tell her, like, I'm like, tell her I'm trying to go home. He's like, she ain't gonna let you go home, straight home. So I asked her to run all my charges together. And once she spoke, she opened up the package. She was my sentencing judge too. And she said a few things at sentencing that stood out, because, you know, I was young as shit. And she started learning about my life, you know, going to therapy and shit when you were a kid and all that shit, and fucked up household shit. So she was like, this is impressive. I never seen no one do this shit before. Like, you really changed the course of these young men's life. And then some dudes was in the courtroom whom I helped out while we was locked up. And I was sending niggas home. My brother started the studio. That's how Margaret started. It started in there. And I was sending niggas home to my brother, to the studio, free studio time, niggas record, get their game off, do whatever they want. That's back in the Eddie Kane days and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So she was like, yeah, there's dudes in here, like, niggas went home and got jobs, and niggas still vouch for me and shit. So she ran my shit together, and then she left me with 20 years. I'm like, dog. I'm like, nigga, I can't believe this shit, dog. Like, I'm like, I damn near got like half of that shit in. I think I had like 12 years in or some shit.
By that time.
I'm like, nigga, I'm about to come home. Like, we got, like, that shit changed my whole, because I thought I was going to die in jail. Like, even though I had 40 years, but I wasn't going to stay in no 40 years, nigga. I'm going to do some kamikaze shit, because I thought, why you going to get tired of that shit? Right. So mentally, I had it in my mind that I was never going to go home. Right. And I wasn't salty or angry about it. I just had it in my mind, that's what I'm going to be at. So I'm going to hustle, I'm going to make this shit like what it is and shit, you feel me? To drop a dime, now you about to go home. So it's like, shit, I gotta, plus I came in at 15, so I didn't know too much about life and shit. So I'm like, damn, life insurance, health insurance, all kind of shit started popping in my head. And they was like, they wanted me to go to work release first, so I went to work release. That shit was an experience, cause like I never been out there, so we was working at like college campuses, and you know what I'm saying, females and shit, and I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
like
you
and everybody wearing the yoga pants, the Spanx, whatever this. I'm like, everybody just wear this shit everywhere. They like, nigga, this what they wearing shit. I'm like, oh. Now I'm gonna tell you a funny shit too. I went to go use the bathroom and shit, and a fucking a dude came out. And as I was grabbing the door, a female came out. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, so I don't know what, I don't want to walk in the wrong bag. And they was like, is it neutral bathroom, like a gender-free bathroom? I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, dog. I'm like, I ain't going there. I'm about to go piss behind the work truck. Like, I ain't even about to go over that motherfucker. Because I didn't like, and that's the type of shit that a nigga, like, I had a great support system though. So like, I didn't have to go through a lot of shit that the average person coming home had to go through. Like the first day I came home, I went straight to the studio. Next week I was hosting at a club, and you feel like my shit was like it was on 6 months later I'm on tour with Boosie, then 6 months I'm on Vlad TV and so forth, and so like my shit went on. So I never till this day I never really even got to like sit down and be like, I'm home and deal with some coming home shit, because it been constant work every fucking day.
That's crazy,
like,
bro.
I ain't been on vacation yet. I ain't do shit but grind, like grind like a motherfucker.
That's crazy, bro. Like you got me right here. Like damn, that's a hell of a.
And I know I probably sped through that shit, but
nah, I feel like you left some shit out for sure. I feel like it was a lot, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's whole like probably like. How the music shit, like how the mob started and that.
Yeah, we going. That's what. That was my next question because when did you come on?
October 21st, 2016.
So you did 10 years.
No, 13.
13?
Yeah.
Shit. Man, that's what's up though, bro. You stay solid, bro. Like I know I don't speak a lot about this on my platform because I want to show people different things, but I do want to still show people that stay solid, man. Like you is you a prime definition of what staying solid. What's the benefits of staying solid at least? Like people don't even understand. Like I ain't even gonna go into it.
But on some real shit, staying solid got me into everything I spoke about. Like when I came home, like if I wasn't solid, my brother wouldn't have believed that his young brother that was wild as shit on the streets, wild as shit in prison, gonna come home and rap. Like niggas could have looked at it like, that nigga just talking that shit because he in jail. He gonna come home and get a jump, get a working 50. And start, you feel?
Yes.
Like he didn't have to believe him. The females that helped me out on the path, like that got me to the platforms that I got to, if I wasn't a solid individual, they wouldn't have did. So all those opportunities wouldn't have been open for me and shit, you feel? So it's like staying solid is like your face card and your reputation and your name and your word. It's everything's tied into one, and that shit gonna open up doors. I didn't have no money coming home, like I didn't have shit, like nothing. But every door that got open for me, normally people I had to pay for, work years to get to, like I got to them like that. And my currency was just being a great individual, a genuine individual, real individual and shit. And had like having people back. It's certain times where I spoke up for motherfuckers who shit was about to happen to, and I'm like, that ain't supposed to happen. I spoke up and little shit like that. Like all that shit paid its way, and it's showing itself years and years and years down the line and shit.
Yeah, and it's gonna continue to do it. So you stay solid, bro. Like
That's
stay
great,
solid.
man.
For all those that's gonna watch this,
Right.
I hope they take notes, because it's a lot of slimy and everybody want to be a snake and all this goofy shit. I'm like, what happened to being solid? Like
a nigga put on the jump. I forgot shorty name here. Young rapper from the city. His name started with an S and shit. He was like, the blog reposted it. He was like, everybody be worried about their ops so much. They ain't even worried.
oh, my man Sklish, my dog,
Yeah.
Sklish.
When I read that shit and coming from a young nigga, I love to saying that shit. Like he real, like you so much worried about these motherfuckers. You're not even worried about money. Like you're not even worried about the next level a life. Like, you feel me? Like, how long y'all gonna be beefing? Like,
man.
I'm not saying niggas not gonna have oppositions in life and shit happening, but like, you beefing with the same motherfuckers for 30 years, like, how much, and any money you get gonna get burned. Them lawyers, man. The first murder trial, that shit was $22,000. The second one, I think that shit was like 24, 25 binds. Like, the
Like,
fuck?
yeah, like who got money?
Pills and all that shit. That should be 17 binds, 14. And now shit higher, you know, as years go, prices go up, just like death go up. Funerals used to be 10,000. Now them shit's 20, 30,000. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, man, focus on getting some paper and getting up out of it, man. Changing the trajectory of your family history and shit. Get some paper, like, get some money, get some crypto, get whatever the stock, whatever the fuck you want to do, get that, cause that's what's gonna make a difference and shit. Cause like once you dead and gone, it's gonna be another nigga that come behind you that sling that pistol. That niggas, you gotta be like like, you know, it's like people from our city, but it's certain names that always come up. If you're not one of them certain names, you're gonna be forgotten.
Right.
So you don't even want to take that gamble or take that chance to not be that person. You did all that work, nigga don't even fucking remember you.
Oh my God, you say it louder for the people in the fucking back, man.
And I tell people that about my situation, because I don't ever want people, because like, you know, I talk about prison a lot and what I learned and what it did, but everybody ain't make it out like me. Like, I'm one of the lucky motherfuckers. Like, there's a lot of niggas that went in there, got raped, got robbed, got beat every day, got treated bad, not by just convicts, by COs. Like, it's something like, imagine like getting shit down. Like, imagine niggas squirting shit in your face. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Getting hit in the head with a lock in the sock. Like, everybody not gonna make it. So don't think you gonna get locked up and I'm gonna do all this and come home and be. You might not. So don't even take the chance that, you feel what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. Like that's funny, bro. You was on the nose, bro. I literally was just talking the same shit. Like, and from everything from when you was talking about, from you doing all this for people not to remember you. Like legacy is important.
And
to
niggas
me.
be in the jump going through it. Like, it's one big homie in there. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was a millionaire on the street. He got the millions in the streets. He was a millionaire. I ain't talking about a nigga that ran. I'm talking about the nigga was a millionaire. And he in right now, and you wouldn't even know, he's so dusty and dirty, and he real bitter because nobody looking out for him. But it's like, man, you did all that. And look at you. Like, he fucked up in that jump. Like, all the females he bought all that shit for, all the niggas whatever the fuck he did. Now he's just a dirty, dusty, state clothes wearing nigga. And there's a nigga in there who ain't did shit on the streets, but his family love him, his friends love him, flying their commissary money, and they got Jordans, New Balance, they got Nike sweatsuits, and he walk around G-Shock. That's the watching. Like, you got G-Shock, you on
That's
some
a
shit.
road.
You on some
that's
shit.
the AP.
Yeah,
in
so
prison.
that nigga got different G-Shocks, and you only supposed to have one. This nigga might got 5 of them motherfuckers. He the man, and his perception, but he the man. And you got the nigga that was the millionaire on the street looking at him like, that nigga wasn't nobody on the street. But he the man in this motherfucker, and you is a dust ball in this motherfucker. So it's like, hey, you gotta think about that paper. You gotta think about elevation, because when you thinking about that shit, you just like jump over all the bullshit for real.
For sure. Damn, this conversation getting so good, bruh. We gotta get back into
this a jail joint right here.
We gotta get back into your story, bruh. So alright, you come home, bruh. Were you already dropping records in jail?
Yeah, I dropped a mixtape called King Tut. It was on Mega Uploads and shit. And this is what really brought my brother in, Dutch. My brother is the one that, like, my bitch was a dream, and my brother made it reality.
Okay.
And so I we had a music group in there. So I'm like, damn, if we can get all the shit that we get in here, we can get some music shit up. We can get some recording equipment up in this motherfucker. So we started recording this shit. We used to take the tapes. We used to get the tapes home and shit, right?
Right.
Get the tapes into our people's hand. I don't know how the fuck I gotta ask my brother. I don't know how the fuck he turned the tape to the MP3 and put it on the computer and shit. So I sent him everything how I wanted my mixtape to be and all this shit. He dropped that joint, and in like an hour, it got 1,000. It got like 1,000 views. I think it was views. Yeah, it was views. It wasn't streams. It got 1,000 views in an hour. And when I called home, my bro was like, "Dog, this shit got 1,000 views." I'm like, "For real? I don't even know 1,000 people." I'm like, "It got 1,000." He like, "Nigga." Then it's going 5,000, 10,000. I'm like, "Nigga, what the fuck?" He like, "Nigga, yeah, this." And it made him a believer. You feel me? Because at first he was just doing it, probably just because he was wanting to do something for his little brother who was locked up and shit. Then he seen like, damn, niggas fuck with this shit. So yeah, I was dropping music while I was in that job. Dropping music. I was active on like social media platforms and all that shit.
So what was that? What?
That was 2012. Yeah.
So nah. So that's shit. That's a Facebook. That's
Facebook. Yeah,
Facebook.
It's before you could like Instagram. I think you only could post pictures on that joint at that time. Yeah, it was Facebook. It was Facebook, Reverb Nation, and whatever other little music communities that's like Reverb and all that on that. But it was mainly Facebook and shit.
Damn, that's dope, bro. So you start doing that. So now you come home. Everybody now you the big man. You done did the time. You big homie on the block. You know they about to show you love. So boom, you hop in the studio off the break.
I go straight to the studio from. As soon as I got released, went straight to the studio.
So this studio was already because you was sending.
My brother built that job.
Okay, cool. And your brother, he engineers?
Yeah, he learned how to do every fucking thing.
So see, he already had the plan for you.
I was on his ass. He's like, "How I'm gonna do this?" I'm like, "Nigga, learn it." He said he learned everything on YouTube. Learned how to engineer, make a cut. He was doing everything. I think he was doing everything. And we had like, I think before I came home, True. We had like 5 artists. My man from around 21st, Lord Trelly. Yeah, we had like 6 artists out there, motherfuckers. So like, shit was cool, and like that DMV Life joint. One of our artists won a DMV Life Award, the little competition shit. Like, we was trying we was making moves before they came home.
Damn, that's crazy. So we gotta rewind. So Marvish, where that start from? It sound. I know how it sound, but
Marvish stand for Motivation of Black Intelligent Sound and Harmony. So I was in 2006. I was in a cut, Maryland House Corrections. They call it a cut. I'm young as shit. And I'm infatuated with some of the people I'm around, because these are niggas we seen on the news, the kingpins, the serial killers, the hitmen. So I'm around these niggas now, and I'm interested in their conversations and shit. But one thing I was noticing, everybody was so infatuated with the mob, Sicilians, Italians. I'm like, they didn't even like black people. So it confused me, because I was like, because when I was home, I didn't really watch TV and shit. Like I watched sports. But I mainly was a music person. Like I listen to my TV is on Cedar's World, Rap City in the Basement, 106 in Park, whatever music coming on, that's what my shit is on. So I wasn't really big on like the mafia movies and shit. So now I sit back, I'm studying like, why the fuck is niggas so on these motherfuckers? So I see their history, how they, came over here with nothing, started off with like petty crime, street crime, then organized crime, then they start sending the next generations to be fucking lawyers and doctors and shit. And I'm like, oh, these niggas about their work. And what they live by, the creed they live by, the code, the honor they have, and the intricate system that they had. It's a mile landscape, basically built in Las Vegas and shit like that. I'm like, damn. I'm like, we need to be on some mob list. Like, that's what we need to be in. We got forced here through slavery and shit. We went through petty crime, street crime. I look at music like organized crime. I'm like, the next generation need to be greater. And that's what I was like, nah, we're gonna get some mob list. And basically from the influence that I had amongst, you know, my peers and people, like when I got to speaking that shit, niggas was fucking with it. To the point niggas was getting that shit tatted on. So I'm like, one thing I know about prison, niggas not gonna believe shit you say. Like niggas not gonna believe nothing you say. Niggas don't give a fuck about you. Everybody kingpins, everybody killers, everybody was the flyest nigga, had all the females. Right. Niggas not gonna believe shit. These niggas is like believing me and they fucking with me. And when I go to the yard to rap, they coming out there. When I go to the motherfucking music room to rap, they coming in. To the point, that's how I met DJ Quicksilver. He came in there to a program we had, we performed and all that shit. And he told me, he was like, Slim, yeah. And I'm like, man, this Quicksilver, like, what the fuck? I ain't bet.
This motherfucker on the radio.
And the first time a nigga tatted that shit on, I was like, I could do this shit on the street. If niggas in jail fuck with this shit, yeah, I know niggas on the street to fuck with this shit. And I pushed that shit to my brother. To the point my brothers like got into it about who gonna run the shit on the street for me. Like they butted heads about that shit. And that shit just took the fuck. Then I started going from jail to jail, getting put out of jails, going to this jail. I'm in this jail talking mob shit, and this jail talking mob shit, and this jail talking mob. So the shit was able to spread and get to everybody I needed to get to. To the even COs, they was like, I fuck with that shit. Like, that's like I fuck with that shit. I'm like, for real. And so I'm talking about these like white COs, these fucking hillbilly like motherfuckers. Like one of them didn't even know who Lil Wayne was. Everybody knew. Like that's how you could tell they into their shit. Right. And they was like, nigga, I fuck with that. I fuck with the way you rockin' that shit. And that's how that shit started. And from there, it was just like fucking wildfire, you know?
That's dope, bro.
Because it's all about motivation at the end of the day. It's all about pushing niggas to be great, niggas to be better. Like, any problems that niggas had, like, let's think of some solutions. You think they're giving us old-ass food? Alright, let's think of how the fuck we gonna handle this shit. Like, you get a motherfucker plate. Like, say for instance, every Tuesday, they give you fucking oatmeal for breakfast. On Tuesdays. Now it's fucking Sunday. And you get a dinner tray, and they got a little bit of oatmeal in the corner. How the fuck long this oatmeal? They give you this shit Tuesdays at breakfast. You feel me? This is a fucking problem. Alright, how we gonna handle this shit? So that's the mindset, just organizing and pushing everybody to like better our circumstances, better our thinking, elevate. Like, let's be great. If you're gonna do that, let's learn how to do everything about that. And you pick something in there, and you're gonna be the best at that shit. Like, it's a position for everybody. Like, every. You know how some people be like, I'm not good at nothing. Or I don't know how to. Nigga, is a position in here for that. If you think you ain't good with something, it's a position in here for that. You feel me? That's how I looked at it. And once you instill that shit in a nigga and show a nigga he could be great, that nigga unstoppable. When you start getting niggas to believe and hope and shit, and that was the ultimate goal. Even right now, where I fuck with young niggas, like niggas be hopeless. Like Pop was screaming it back in the day, like it might have went over a few people's head, but the hopeless niggas is the ones committing all the dumbest acts of mankind, cause they hopeless. So when you instill some hope in the motherfucker, it's curse, you know? And that's what my bitch is.
That's dope, bro. That is fucking dope, bro. Like you every time I talk to you, you be dropping gems, boy. And I really enjoy talking to you, bro, because it's a breath of fresh air to get in somebody of your stature. You know what I'm saying? As far as coming from your background and your experiences, and you talk with like you so you talk with so much wisdom, bro. Like you can't, like, you talk with years of wisdom, bro. Like, you talk like the motherfucking wizard. I'm gonna start calling your ass the wizard. That's what I'm gonna start calling you, for real though, bro. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, like, it came from that bit, dog. Like, they, like, if you ever get a chance, just Google the cut, the House of Corrections, and you will see, like you had to change, like, all that coming in there. I'm 15, I'm a kid. No, that shit had to change like that. When I was coming in there in the 3-piece, they was willing Bobo out. Like, holes in them this big, everywhere. I'm like, damn. And he dead. Like, he lifeless. His body, his soul has left. Like, and I'm like, the fucking God was like, what the fuck is you doing? How you get here? Asking me. I'm like, nigga, they brought me here. The God like, dog, the age limit for that jump, I think it was like 27. They're like, why the fuck is you here? She was like, Miss Thompson, I ain't gonna never forget her. And she was pregnant too. And she was just like, I can't let you out. I can't let you in population. I'm like, I ain't going to no PC. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. Like, I ain't gonna start this. Nah, I ain't gonna start it like that.
Yeah.
She like, you don't understand. They charging rent on the TID. Like, the niggas is charging you rent. Like, basically, a nigga coming to you every fucking commissary week with a bag, like, pay your rent. If you don't pay it, they flying you up out of that motherfucker. Shit like that. So she like, she's so scared for me. Like, she asked for my mother number. She called my, she went to the office, called my mother. This shit she ain't supposed to be doing. She called my mother. She took a picture of me, like, I'm gonna call you down here every week. You better look like this. So I never understood. I didn't understand that shit at that time. But a good man, Desi, I had met him when I was on the bus, and he traded some thoughts and shit. And he was like, nah, he gonna be good. He know who you need to know and shit. Plus, my family been in the system since, like, the Lord days and shit. So they was able to get word, because they trade dudes from state to feds all the time and shit. Like, if you get certain influence, they swap you out with them. So, like, but that don't guarantee you good, because you got to still stand on your own. Because that's one thing I can say about on the inside. You could be fucking Jesus' son. Like, if you don't stand on your own, like, everybody will turn their back on you and shit. So to go in that jump, they young and shit, and like I was little shit though. These niggas is big, like, these niggas is grown fucking men. There was no other kids in that jump. I'm like, damn. But see, I was on the news and shit too, so everybody knew I was coming in there. Right. And my case was like real high profile. So when I came in there, I remember a nigga telling me like pull your pants up, nigga. I was like, fuck you. I ain't want to shit up, nigga. Or a nigga being like, nigga, you going to school. Like, I ain't going to no motherfucking school, nigga. I'm about to, nigga, fuck that. I got 40 years. Like, but niggas, like, when niggas come and talk to you, you feel an energy that tell you respect this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? It's the energy. It's something that tell you, and I'm like, I'm listening. I'm like, I'm gonna go to school and shit. Like, I fucking go to school. Nigga teach me how to, like, my man that just hit me just now, he don't want to taught me everything. Like, he gave me my first phone, taught me how to hustle and all that shit. I remember I was in a little situation in there, and it was an older cat. He was old as shit, like, he was old, like, old. And he said something. I'm like, man, what the fuck that nigga gonna do to me? Man, fuck that nigga. I'm doing me. I'm doing. So the word got back to my mind. He tell me, like, bro, you gotta go apologize to Slim. I'm like, man. He like, yeah, you gotta go apologize to Slim. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go apologize and shit. So when I went back there, I heard that and I was like, yeah, I apologize and all that shit. He like, you see this nigga? He like, you see this nigga over there? You see that nigga right there? He like, you see him? He like, yeah, them niggas about to kill your ass. And I'm looking like, I'm like, how the fuck this old ass nigga got that type of pool? Like, niggas had that shit. I'm like, that humbleness, stillness. And that's where like all this shit came from. Like, I learned that shit fast. Cause if you don't, you're gonna get wiped out. Like it was other youngins that came in there that they ain't last. Like they get tricked out they bag, man. And then like even going, I got stabbed in there in one incident and shit. I got hit up like 56 times and shit. I got stabbed in my face, my head, all of my back.
Damn.
But it was like a needed experience though. Cause if that ain't happened to me, I'd have like thought I was invincible. I'd have been one of them niggas that came home and probably got killed by a young nigga because I thought I was stomping down and my voice and what I did means something and shit. Cause like how I was maneuvering in that jump, like that shit was pumping my head up a little bit, and that shit brought me back to reality. My mother was like, "Yeah, that needed to happen," and I was like, "Nah, what the fuck you mean that needed to happen?" But I understood it once I came home and seeing how the world would work. It was just. I always say like I was raised by the people who supposed to raise us on the street. The ones that I was telling you, the mass incarceration, I got raised by them niggas. So I was able to avoid a lot of the bullshit that come with being a young nigga and shit.
Yeah, I can feel that though, cause that's another reason why I probably connect with you so much, because I was that young dude too. Like I told you previous, when we do our interview probably like 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago, bro.
That was before Corona and shit.
Nah, that was during Corona.
That was during Corona?
Yeah, it was during the jump. But shit, okay. I had lost my thought. But coming from a block where, just coming from a place where it wasn't no real OGs in said place. I lived on that one street where the OGs would hang that. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the whole neighborhood, this one street, it's probably a couple of them, but all the OGs hang on this street. So I got taught by the best. You know what I'm saying? Just being around them and kind of just soaking up everything they had going on, and that really shaped me out to be who I am today.
You need that, like I know niggas be like, that shit gotta get passed down. It's like folklore. It's all the way back to Africa. Like that shit, like, cause every generation's supposed to be better.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, I know, like Nipsey Hussle said before, he was talking about the gangbanging shit over there. He was like, gangbanging then and now you can't, it's not the same. He's like, they got cameras everywhere. They got, like, shit is so technical now, you can't even do certain shit that you used to do. So you got to be able to advance with technology and shit. And that's how it is for us, like, learning that shit from them, seeing how they evaded and all that shit. And it's like, oh, we could beat them. So how we gonna beat them? Opposed to just running straight into a brick wall and shit, you feel me? So man, like getting that game from them niggas, like that shit is important. And giving it is important.
For sure.
It ain't only on it yet, like them niggas gotta get that shit up. Some people can't be stingy. It ain't yours no more. Once you use that shit, it ain't yours no more. You gotta get that shit to the next man and shit. That's why I be real versed on throwing all the gems out that I already utilized and shit.
For real. So, hopping back into your story, I know we a little long-winded, but alright, you come home, you start doing your thing. What was the first project did you drop?
A jump called 10 Days mixtape. I recorded it in like 4 days. It got mixed and all that shit on the next days. Then got packaged and released and next. So it took 10 days to do it. It dropped on the 10th day I was home.
Okay. So what did that tape do? Was the streets going crazy?
Nah, it was it got me to people that I needed to get to. The streets ain't understanding because it was raw, it was aggressive. Like I just got out from
it. It was different.
Max 2 times. So I was on some, like the first single was like I said murder on the hook like 20 times the whole time and shit. So it was like, but like when you listen to it, you'll know what I mean. But it's just, it was aggressive, but it got me to the people that I needed to shape me and shit, so I could fit now.
Right.
Not change my style up, but just so I could make my style fit for right now.
Right.
Cause it was on some, that shit was, it was hard, it was lyrical, and it was just raw. It was raw as shit. So like it was like prison. Like that shit was like prison for it. Like when you think of prison, you think of all the hard shit, but there's some slick ass niggas in that joint. Niggas be making clothes, glasses, all kinds of shit.
Types of shit.
So there's some slick ass fly niggas in that motherfucker. So that tape was really like a murder of a prison nigga on the street and shit. And it took a few people, which one of them is a part of my team right now. He the only nigga that ain't try to finesse a nigga back then and shit. Cause they was finessing the shit. And we just broke the tape down, and I learned how to not be so aggressive but still get my point across. Not be so hard but still be standing firm. And shit. Not be so lyrical but still talk that shit. So the tape was like it was more so like a learning lesson for me. Like motherfuckers loved it because it was me. I was home. My first project, something different, but it's just they like he really did it. But for me, it was like it was learning. It was like school or some shit.
Yeah, because you have a one of those styles that you know the young guys they kind of matter of fact, me and my man, we were just talking about this today. He told me today. He said, if they don't punch in, I don't want to hit.
And see, that's a different. You gotta have an ear for that shit.
Right.
And I don't take nothing from the young niggas on it, cause they love that shit.
Right.
Like when people talk about it, talk down on it, I don't really agree with it, cause like you got a large listening follow for it. So if you got people that love that shit, just sharpen it up more and find a way to package it and sell it. But yeah, they punch in. Some of them, I found some of them that I could listen to. Some of them I really can't, cause like it be so off beat and like throw the rhythm on for me. But some of that shit, they found a way to glide on that shit. Like I don't know if Savage be doing that shit, but like I can listen to Savage and shit. There's a few other ones that I heard that I can listen to and shit. But they love that shit though.
I swear they love that shit. I'm like, damn, motherfuckers don't write no more. It's just the punch in, but
and then the punch in come right behind, like right up on the bar.
Right.
So it'd be like, yeah.
It's no freestyling. Like you can acapella it, but it's not gonna be as fluent.
You can't even really say it the lyrics because they stack.
Right.
Like the words is on top of the words.
Right.
And shit. They love that shit though.
Right.
They love that shit.
Yeah. So, but you coming into the game with a whole new rap scene. It's a whole new rap scene, whole different style of rap scene type thing, and you came in.
Business. There wasn't no streaming. We had CDs, emailing and social media and like the way you market your music, the way you get your music to the people, like all that shit. Every fucking thing. Like when I got locked up, it was Black Planet, AOL, the Buddy List. Like it wasn't no Facebook, YouTube, none of that shit. It was like Kazaa, you could LimeWire, you steal music and shit.
You was around with the LimeWire.
Yeah, getting all the squad up shit.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
And the flows, the beats, all that shit different. Like, all that shit different. Sliding music is like drill music. They got sliding, drill. It's like whatever all them beefing music and shit. They love that shit. They love that shit.
Yeah, that's what we gonna call it, beefing music. Shit. Motherfucker. So, Alright, so that first one dropped and that puts you in the right space with the right people. You end up meeting you, like you said, week after you opening for a club and
the Layla Lounge and Expo Lounge and shit.
Yeah, then weeks after that, you on Vlad TV.
Yeah.
Like damn, how I get to here? And how many songs do you have by this time? I mean, or how many projects do you have by this time?
When I got that one mixtape and one single out, I get it. Yeah, I had one, because that mixtape was on all cover, it was all industry beats. And I dropped my first single, it was called Get It. That joint was love. I went down the line and shot the video. I motherfucking liked that, I ain't even gonna lie. But that joint was still hard. It was still hard as shit. Yeah, that's all I had. I ain't even really had a lot of music out.
That's what I'm pointing out.
Yeah.
Like it was rap. Like you did a hell of a job, bro. For like you ran circles around motherfuckers.
Cause I peeped. This what I peeped. Like when I was sitting there in prison before I came home, like I'm like, you got Wale, he up there. Then under him, you got your Fat Trail, Light Show, Shy Glizzy's, Tabby. He stopped doing the music. So them was the people when I came home. Them was the ones that everybody in jail always heard about. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at them and I'm saying what they didn't do. Cause I'm like, I already know my style of rap. It's not just gonna be like, oh shit, the hottest nigga coming out. You feel me? I know they gotta get to know me to understand what I'm talking about. Right? So I was like, none of these niggas doing interviews. I was like, these niggas ain't in none of the magazines. None of them niggas doing interviews. I was trying to go to interview route. So I went down the line and did the joint with DJ Small Eyes, 13 years, do it, don't shit. Boom, as soon as that joint dropped, Millie, it was over. Like, they was. I literally watched my social media go from like 3,000 followers to 16,000 to 20,000. I'm like, damn. They in the DMs, oh my God, I watched your interview, use this. My brother locked up, can you help me? My son locked up, can you help me? I'm locked up, can you help me? Like, like you hear me? So like, it just, so the mistake that I made though, I didn't pull people in creative wise to drop. That's when I dropped that Get It single. And I just did it. I went in the studio, listened to the beat, wrote, recorded, dropped it. Instead of bringing people around so I can make a great song. Because now I got all this fucking attention. And they basically, oh, you a rapper? Oh, I can't wait till you drop some music. Because that 10 Days shit was only on Spin Really. Right. A lot of them wasn't on. They listened to the iTunes and shit. So I'm like, all right, it's time for me to drop on the major jumps. And, that's the one mistake I made. And I wish I would have like collectively brought people around and like we made a hit, like a great producer. And my people's, so I record niggas like, nah, don't say it like this, say it like that. Man, that shit too hard, do it like, if I'd have did that, Slim, if I'd have dropped the correct song after that fucking interview, I'd have been out of here. I'd have been out of here my first year home, dog. And, yeah, man, it was a lot of pressure though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad I didn't, cause all the shit that I went through, I learned the game. I didn't even know nothing, so I would have been like a new young rapper that would have got a janky ass deal or some shit. And I'd have got fucked over, so it wasn't meant to happen and shit. But yeah, I went the interview route, and once I did that Small Eyes interview, the Vlad TV joint, that joint broke down to 5 pieces. I went on Creflo Dollar show, the DTLR joint. Then I'm like, how the fuck I'm on all these big ass platforms? I ain't on a radio station and shit. And, they was like, yeah, you know, such and such down there on Half Street. I think it was 93.9, Tony Reds, and I'm like, hey, we going down there. All us went down there. Everybody from the island, we drove down there. They let me come up, get the interview and shit. And then nigga like got to end up on TMZ and shit. And that was over from there. It was over. I had the people's attention and shit.
That's great. Like you real life ran circles around motherfuckers. Like this is crazy, bro. And was barely shit out at that time. So like I really commend you because I remember watching your Vlad TV interview, and I'm like damn, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then you know what's so funny? I think this had to been around the same time I was doing my interviews, cause soon as I seen that jump, you pop slam up. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It was definitely meant for. I'm like, it's something. And then I started really looking into what you was doing, and I'm like, you know what? He seems like my type of guy. He's a stand-up dude. But yeah, like you was all over the place.
I wish I could remember the first interview. I seen somebody on your jump, and I'm like, then that what made me go to your page and shit. You had the little movie, John and all that, the split screen shit. I'm like, I gotta get up on this motherfucker. I was fucking with that shit, yeah. I was fucking with that shit.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I was gonna wait for my interview to say this. That whole time I was broke as shit.
Facts.
I was broke as shit doing that whole time. You know, I literally I was in a fucked up space. I literally had to use, like, damn, how I'm gonna make this happen? Motherfucker, I don't like I know people not spiritual or whatever, but I'm talking to God. I'm like, damn. He keep telling me, you got everything you need. You need to use your resources. I kept hearing that in my head. I looked at my phone. I said, damn, I could go live. Because I always was going to do the interviews. I'm like, I could just go live and do them. Ding. That's what happened. But it was more to it, which I'm going to save.
Yeah.
But,
save,
but it's like, it's a lot more to it, bro.
They say that's normally when shit break through. Everybody from athletes to artists to the nigga that play on Power, he was like homeless or some shit. I think Denzel paid for his acting schools and shit. Denzel was like fucked up. His wife paid for his shit. So it's like when you get to the broken moments, that's when that shit come to you. And I be telling niggas that shit every day. Like some niggas just don't want to listen. But I be like, bruh, you got a fucking smartphone, bro. Like I hate when artists. I know niggas be geek to put their music out, geek for people to hear, but I hate when they put the MP3 and load it up on Instagram and you see the little play button and they playing it. I'm like, bruh, download a motherfucking app to play your music on. Or you can email your music. You put your music in the email, play it from the email. Whatever cover you want, the show, put that on the screen, because the MP3 could play from the email no matter what you're doing on the phone.
Right.
Then screen record that shit, edit it, crop out everything. Like, you gotta be creative, dog. You putting this bullshit on it, they gonna swipe right past that motherfucker. And some niggas be having some good talents and shit, but they don't be utilizing their phone.
They don't know how to. And you know what? That's not common sense though. What you just said. We gotta teach that. We are the teachers of that. Like, a lot of us don't know why we buy into some of these things. It's like it's marketing. Yeah. Like, they don't even understand that.
Deep. This how deep it is. I'm like, I got a son and shit now, right? So I'm like, why the fuck do this nigga love Shock Dog so much and fucking Baby Shark and all kids? Like, we went somewhere and the kids was there and somebody was like, do, and them motherfuckers got it going. I'm like, what the fuck? So I looked into it. Scientists and shit be behind these shows because they know the colors, the sounds, and all that shit that babies love. So I'm like, that's what we gotta do with this music shit and the content. No matter what, not just music, like in your genre, comedians, dancers, you gotta study what get people attention, and you might not have money to get exactly that, but they always got a generic version of the shit. You feel what I'm saying?
It even goes as far as the places you get your fast food restaurants. Do you notice that most fast food restaurants, the logos are red?
Facts.
It's because red makes you want to eat.
Facts.
Like, it's that deep.
All
Like,
the way back to the fucking why they always got the peanuts at the motherfucking bar. The salt on the peanut make it dehydrate
exactly.
you, make you thirsty, and you gonna get more.
Exactly. See, but that's what I'm saying. It's not common sense. Like, I had to do some research on that, and like, oh damn, that is right. You know, I had to, but I feel like that's what we kind of lack at. I want us to get better. I want so much more for us as a community. Like, the DMV, I want, you don't even know, like, my, and that's why I feel like my platform is working for how it's working. Because I'm wholeheartedly in it. Yeah. Like, I'm very passionate about it.
You got purpose with it. You got goals with it.
I'm trying to put this together. Like, I'm really trying to build the infrastructure.
When you got something that people want to be on, it's working. For one, like when you got something that people want to listen to, it's working. It's just now about what you doing with it and shit. For real. Like, you gotta think like I really was, and I don't say that shit to tutor, but I really was on all the biggest platforms, YouTube wise, and I saying your shit ain't gonna be on. You feel what I'm saying? So that shit means something, speak volume. So however you was doing it, whatever you was doing, however you was pushing it out, that shit was working. And you ain't gonna do, you elevating it now and shit. You feel me?
Yeah, I got reinvent myself.
But don't go too far away from how you got here. You still gotta do that. You still gotta do the lives. You still gotta do that. Cause, like, you know, like, you ever think sometimes like, why the fuck Sons of Rapper get signed and music be trash? Because they get away from they get away from the producer they was working with. They get away from the videographer they was working with. They start doing all this. Now it might be working for them in the sense of like that commercial shit. But if you still trying to reach the people, that's why certain niggas is like still in tune. Like we'll say like they don't never miss. Them niggas that still in tune is the ones that still, you feel me? You find that balance and shit.
Man, thank you, bro. This a long-winded interview, man. I do want to conclude this because we gonna get back into this, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Like, thank you, bro. Like, thank you, bro. I know we ain't get everything, bro, but you know you gonna be back. You know good damn well you gonna be back. It's my dog right here.
Checklists next time, just so we can go down the list and shit.
Nah, cause
so much.
Yeah, it's just so much stuff. We just be rambling. We'll be here for hours, bro. Like I said, I do appreciate you, bro. And I mean everything I say, on camera, off camera, it don't matter, bro. Like, I really feel like you one of the humblest guys that I met in this. Like, as far as a rapper, because a lot of the rappers, I ain't scared to say, a lot of them be acting like divas.
No, they do. Like, that's how I met Fool and shit. Kenny Black was like, man, I'm trying to shoot a video. Like, he asked me to jump on the song and jump on. And like, I want to shoot a video, because he probably didn't think I was going to shoot it. What I say? Pull up around my way, nigga, we shoot that shit right around my way. Like, he like, you show you good, niggas. I'm like, nigga, come on, let's go, let's shoot this shit. I got shit to do.
Right.
But I'm going to stay and we're going to shoot that shit. Like, and how he act, I love it. And like, that's a seed you put in the nigga. When somebody, like, IDK did that with me one time. He hit me up when I first met him, and like FaceTime, nigga, just spit game, quick, cook. That's how I met him, like, all kind of shit. So, it's just giving all that love and shit, man. And that's what's going to change it. Because the ones that's acting like that, they came up in a time where you had to act like that. And shit, you feel me? It was a little different back then, probably. But, oh shit, that shit be in the way sometimes.
Yeah, for real.
That shit be in the way.
For real, son. Like, that shit be blowing me, because, you know, you be hearing what you you know, we be seeing the versions of them that we like. You know, it's almost like when you meet that person you always wanted to meet, and they ain't nothing like you. What you expect? You like, this motherfucker. I thought this motherfucker. It literally be like that, and I want people to know, like, you don't have to do that. Like, come as you are. Like, I'm gonna come as me. I'm gonna come as me. I'm gonna be just as happy as I was as a fan of yours now that I'm working with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
still
gonna be the same.
It's still gonna be the same. I ain't gonna act.
Somebody on the team always, like, if I ever get to a point when I get frustrated with like a venue or with something that I'm doing, they be like, don't turn into the green M&M nigga. And what they mean is, like, you know how some artists, once they get that influence and that pull, they start having fucked up crazy demands. Like, I only want green M&Ms.
Yeah.
So they gotta pick out every M&M.
Yeah, yo, don't be that guy,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Stay you,
shit.
man. Stay you, man. We need a drop before you go, man. We need a drop.
Man, let me know how you want me to split it to them, man.
Man, this
Those
E-class,
ones,
man, and I'm on the set.
Yeah, man. You already know what it is. This young E-class, Big Mob, and I'm with Los. We on the set. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, Slim. Yeah, Slim. It really do be a pleasure doing. Like, I gotta talk to you just on the regular, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like,
No, man, anytime I be even in here, I be around my you pull up around the way, we can just sit and chop it up. And the people around, they talk like me, like, our shit is like, we don't got none of that, like, wild shit. We don't really tolerate that. It just be all love and shit. We just be rapping. And we be trying to figure out how to back shit on 8th Street and do different shit and shit. I be bringing Day out that jump.
Yeah, please, bro. Please, bro. You know, I was doing, me and Day, we got a strange relationship. It ain't strange. I always helped Day. I was the first nigga when he started rapping, cause I was rapping around it. I was the hooligan, bro.
Yeah,
I was fucked up. The nigga you see today, bro, that's not him. Like, fuck that. That ain't, even when he met me, I'm not who I am today. You know, I ain't for real. Like, for real, I'm tight. I'm always turn party until, you know, motherfucking, I wasn't this person though. I wasn't this person. I always had the same brain, but I thought like the young niggas. Like, I'm trying, thank God I had shit in order where motherfuckers have saved me from, you know, making that move like you move or whatever. But I was definitely there. I was there, but like I said, man, I always been doing music, bro. Always been, and I'm real passionate about my people and who I love and what I love. So, I'm the nigga, man, nigga. If we motherfucking, I don't know. If I say, man, I realize love these lights, I'm gonna go hard as shit about these lights. You can't tell me shit about these lights. You hear me? The only motherfucker that can change my mind about the lights is the motherfucking lights.
Yeah.
You hear me? But yeah, man. So when I did start doing this shit, niggas like, yeah, you should do this shit, bro. You know, cause of little shit I done or whatever the case may be or whatever. But they don't even understand. I'm not even that person no more. I won't even display that to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't even move like that no more. Like, I feel like how Jay-Z be talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't moving like that no more. I don't even gotta move like that. But yeah, man. Like, I do like talking to you though. I really do. Like, you got shit on your mind, and then it be the shit I be talking about. It be like, what the fuck, like the shit about why you gonna spend your whole life doing something, trying to be somebody, and then you fuck around, die, nobody remember you.
God, dog.
You real life, don't nobody.
To the point, like niggas be having a conversation about like the hitters from their neighborhood. And somebody like, you remember such? Yeah, they be like,
nah.
No,
Yeah, but like
you
it's
can't
like what
take
you
that, you gonna gamble that on that? Like,
what
fuck
you
that.
doing that for? Like I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, and
so,
that shit ain't even going like to the point. Like right now, if I was to leave this earth, young, my son could go anywhere in, I wouldn't say DMV, anywhere in DC and PG, and he gonna be good. And I ain't even talking about just street shit. I'm talking about if you need a job, if you need a car, if you need to hook up on a house, like the application.
that's because you said the legacy though.
Yeah, like
That's because you.
that's what you want to leave behind. You don't want to, like, if you be forgotten, imagine what they're going to do for your son or your little brother or whomever coming up behind you, that you've been out here and you done gone over this earth and they try to get just an extra step off your name and they can't get shit. Like, I don't want that to be, I want them to be able to take a step and say my name, or somebody be like Meech. Like we went from never knowing nothing about this little kid. This nigga done hosted every club in our area.
Nah, for real.
Every
for real.
He just was here again. Oh, cause look what his father did. His father is the one.
Right.
Now it's probably other people around us like, I really did this, or I really, them niggas is forgotten.
Right.
We don't know, when we think of BMF, we don't even think of his brother.
Yeah,
we think of fucking Meech.
Yeah,
we don't know who his brother Kids is. We don't know shit about him. And that's the chance you take of, you gonna be Terry or you gonna be Meech. We don't know. It ain't your choice to make if you be Meech or you be Terry. Like, his son is real, like, we supposed to have did an event somewhere and they was like, yeah, Meech, blah, 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 blah. I don't got nothing against them. But I'm like, bruh, like, I'm not on that wave though. I'm not on that. I know what the connection is, but I'm not on it. But I understand it.
Right.
And I love it, but I'm just not on that shit.
Right.
And they ain't really understand it, so I had to really break it down. I'm like, bruh, you don't think it's like no coincidence, like all of a sudden, like this thing is every fucking way. Like, I'm not mad at it, but I'm just not on that shit.
Right.
But that's how I'm supposed to be. I want my son to be like that. Like, if I'm gone in a way, that nigga really could step in. This nigga step into different cities. Like, that's a big
Sweet, yeah, that's sweet though.
And if he go up in a neighborhood and knowing the right person, like, that nigga be alright. Just off of, you feel me?
Yeah, man, that name, man, legacy, long way, man, long way, man. I want to do something. The shit I was talking about with you over the phone, like the little live performance.
Yeah.
I want to do that shit. I got with my other man, and then I want to do another. Like, I'm gonna have a white background, and it's just like we just giving game on like music business, like what's. Like, I might ask you behind the camera, what's sync licensing, and you give your, you know,
Yeah, from your language.
yeah, like so we can, because I feel like what we missing, like, we don't educate, because these motherfucking kids, they don't be knowing shit about business, bro.
That's, young. I read some shit the other day, right? So, you know, they talk like, you know, when you get in your 30s and they get to talking about the music shit, they be like, oh, you supposed to stop rapping, and this, that, and the third. It's a young man's game, it's a young man's game. So, like, I'm like, why they forcing this shit for youngins? Because when you think of money, the kids don't have credit cards and shit to purchase the music, like the adults is purchasing the music.
Right.
Why they keep trying to make it like you gotta be fucking 17, 18, 19, 20 to be it? It's because they want you to be dumb.
Right.
They don't want you to be the 30-year-old that learned every fucking thing, got burnt, start understanding contracts, and now you 30, you hot. They're like, nah, we not going to sign him because he's 30.
Right.
He can say what he said. It's just this nigga is smarter than this nigga.
Right.
You can fuck this nigga over all the way up until he's 30, and then he might wake up at 30, but you got 10 years of money out of him. Like, shit like that is the shit that people buy into so easy, not even understanding. That's why they want you to be young. They want you to be dumb. They want to be able to fucking sign you to a microwave deal with, or they blow your single up to the point they make so much money off your single. They don't care about what you do next, and they boot you out. Like look at Will the Rapper. He's still wearing that D1 chain. And that's my dog. And I be like, bro, melt that shit down. There's no more D1 entertainment. That fucking, pull-up single went crazy. Fucking Omar and them went to that nigga neighborhood, signed that nigga for whatever they gave him, put that umph behind the single, niggas jumped on the remix, blah, 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 blah.
So that ain't gone.
And they gone.
That's
no more
fucked up,
D1
though.
entertainment, it's nothing. He still got the chain on, and it's like, he still could do the same shit if he had the same push behind him, but he's pushing this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a difference.
It's different.
It's a difference.
Yeah,
but I feel like I said, like we get, but then at the same time, man, we be looking at that little bit of money, man. It be looking real fucking good, Mo. They be like, oh man, we gonna sign you for, I don't know, 75,000, 50,000. You ain't got no fucking money.
And when you never ever, like, some people might, like, some niggas might have hustled and always got
Oh, and then touched that before.
And kept flipping the 5,000. And they might, but to say, like, 75,000 at one time, you still got all your hustling money, all your working money, or whatever money, but to get $75,000 at one time, that shit, you might not even care about what they taking from you, or the publishing, or the royalties, or the, you know, shit.
But you be signing your whole motherfucking life away.
Everything away to the point, like, even with label shit, the reason I ain't signed, I got some situations. Like, I might end up taking one this year because the value on the brand is starting to get to the point where I could go to the table and demand shit.
Make your own demand.
So it's like, but I be telling niggas like, man, when y'all going there, don't just go off of, even if they offer you 100,000, 200,000, I'm like, yeah, study the label. Because when you study the label, look and see what stars this label got. Because once the marketing dollar's gone, if you say for instance you sign to a label that got Young Thug, fucking Migos, Gucci Mane, I'm just naming people. When marketing dollars come in for the annual revenue and all that shit, they gonna get all the marketing dollars. Once their projects is over, whatever they got left, they gonna bring to you. Your music could be better, you could be more streeter, killer enough, but if you don't got the machine and enough marketing dollars, you gonna get on the show. Off these motherfuckers, every time you send that music and they're like, nah, that ain't that, we need this, nah, that ain't that. Next thing you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years pass and you ain't dropped shit yet. Like, that shit will fuck you over, but niggas don't be studying that shit.
Nah, it real life be all some, I'm gonna rap. And they start rapping and the shit start doing bigger than, and then you don't know shit else behind that. You be like, damn. Yep, all they see is a motherfucking lollipop. You think a motherfucker don't see that? I can see that from a mile away. Oh, you don't know about this shit for real. Oh yeah, hey, man. And make it sound sweet.
Be doing that shit to him, Greg and all them niggas, man.
Hey.
So,
man. But that's what I want to do though. I want to really do that shit so we can educate the DMV on, man, y'all know how they, like I said, sync licensing, what the fuck is, cause motherfuckers don't even be knowing, like,
it's a bag, it's a crazy bag and that shit.
Motherfuckers don't know that though, like,
it's like the bag and that shit is, cause to the movies it's not a bag.
Right.
To the movies, they might not even use your music, but they need to spend the money on a budget. You gotta spend the money. So they might have $60,000 just for some music.
Right.
And they might not even use it, so they fuck around. You might get 25 for a stupid ass song that you didn't even fucking care about. It might make the movie, it might not, but you got $25,000. Like, that shit crazy, bro. That's
wicked.